Hello, lads and ladies, and welcome back to the channel. This evening, it is Monday, the 20th of December. And again, what a weekend. You know, we only had 6 games on, 6 games called off, wiped out due to the latest coronavirus outbreak. We had some big hitters at the top winning games of football, some big results at the bottom of the table, and we also had so much more. In today's stream, we'll be talking about the 6 games over the weekend, reviewing them. We'll also be looking at Johnny Jackson being appointed Charlton manager after 9 games in temporary charge. And it's Mckenna in at Ipswich as Paul Cook says his goodbyes. John McGreal has been in interim charge ever since he left the football club. We'll also be discussing Doncaster and Fleetwood. Where do they go next on manager searches after they've been without managers for 2 and 3 weeks, respectively? And we'll also be discussing the League One table, and we'll be playing a popular game show that is definitely not nicked called Higher or Lower, where we discuss each team and we'll discuss if they're going to finish basically higher or lower in the league, and we'll also discuss some end of the season predictions. But if you're new to the stream, if you could like it, that'd be massively appreciated. I tell you what, if we get 100 likes on today's stream and video when it comes out, we'll upload a video tomorrow for you guys at home. So get your questions in. We'll fill them out later on as well. But we're going to get in straight into your comments just before we go into the results. I love that. Good evening, can now see your Fleetwood fans match on Saturday. I couldn't even see the MORECAMBE fans. I couldn't even see the pitch. Thank you very much. Cheers, Tony. Yes, Fleetwood Town do have 2 new clubs, and we are probably the smallest Fleetwood Town of a lot of them. So that should be interesting. But we're going to get into what we do best and talk about the weekend's games. Now, the running order will be down below. Now, today, due to the games being wiped out, we can have a little bit of a more in-depth look. And I was up till 1 a.m. in the morning, just looking through highlights and little bits of, statistics for you guys, always trying to, come as prepared as I can, unlike someone. Evening, Prime Minister. Anyway, so we're going to start off with Cambridge against Rotherham United. Now, Cambridge, they will be disappointed because they've had chances, and I don't know how they're only on 26 points from the first 23 games. Now, that if you're for Cambridge fans or Mark Bonner at the start of the year, would you like 26 points? Would you take it now? Halfway through, he'd probably say yes, because I reckon you need 50 to say, but I always say 52 is a safe mark. You probably won't be going down with 52. Well, already you're halfway there, and yes, they played 12 at home, 11 away, which you've got more away games coming up, which will be tougher. But they've not been really effectively, at home or away. 14 points from 12 home games, 12 points from 11 home games. So, neither's great, but neither's struggling as well. And you need that little bit of consistency. Again, they've only got a point from the last, 3 home games, but they have played, Wigan and Rotherham, who are in the top 2, who are probably the best 2 sides in the league. And unlucky against, Wigan. Wigan scoring late goals to nick it there later on. Charlton away, 2-0 defeat. It's a hard game to go to, but Rotherham, again, you cannot give opportunities away to sides like that. And that is the difference between a decent side that will grind out results and a solid side, a consistent side. Now, Rotherham United, I believe, what do we say every week on this channel? There'll be a team that goes through a 5-game bad patch. Wycombe, bad patch. Plymouth have just got off it. Charlton were off at the start of the year. Portsmouth have had it. Ipswich have had it. Probably not really had a good 5-game patch yet, really, of been so inconsistent. Sheffield Wednesday have been so, even though they've only lost 3 games, where they lost a couple where they drew, where they weren't winning games of football for their standards where they want to be. Oxford have had it. MK Dons have had it. You're already discussing sides there. The only side or sides in this league that have not had it, Rotherham and Wigan. Now, what they've done, they've probably lost a couple of games where they shouldn't have lost. Wigan, a couple on a Tuesday night, to Lincoln, MK Dons. But they've been consistent. And every time they've lost, they've got something called a bounce back ability. Now, I really like that. They are 21 games, by the way, without losing. 21 in all competitions. That's 16 in League One. They've won 11, drawn 5. That's 38 points from 16 games. That is nearly 2.5 points a game. That's unbelievable. Like, that's 115 points at the end of the year. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, if they did that, they'd only drop like 23 points all year. Something like that. It's ridiculous, the form that they're on. And you can't, you know, and the goal was brilliant, to be fair. Aubergine, who's powerful, you know, runs down, breaks down stuff, you know, and can drive forward. The powerful run, cut inside, and it comes to Barlas on the edge of the gate. Helpful, you know, past the helpful hands of Meadsoff, who can't do much about. He's a good goalkeeper, to be fair. But Barlas, what a player. That's 4 goals in 3 for him now. He scored 5 this season. He got 5 assists from midfield. What a good side. They get goals from all over. Barlas, Aubergine, Ladapo, 8 goals. Michael Smith, top goal scorer. There you go. There's 4, you know, goal scorers. You've got more as well. You know, Ben Wiles, who's 23, by the way. He's only 23. What a footballer. What a footballer. And a great result. You know, they scored 33 goals in those 16 games, just over 2 a game. They've got 10 clean sheets out of the 16. In the other 6 games, by the way, they've only conceded 1. That's how you get results. You keep a clean sheet, they've got the quality to go and score 1. If they score 1, they're going to get at least a point because they're not going to concede 2. You know, yeah, they lost to Fleetwood early in the season. Yes, they lost to Sheffield Wednesday in pretty much back-to-back home games, but they bounced back from it. And Paul Warner's got them going. If they can keep hold of Ben Wiles, who, in my opinion, him and Barlas are 2 of the best midfielders in League One. You know, Ben Wiles is unbelievable. Like, how he's playing in League One, I don't know. Barlas, for me, they've got to keep hold of him. Unbelievable. You know, then you've got Michael Smith, who nobody's talking about, really. And look what he does. He's a £5 million player to Rotherham for what he offers. The hold up play, can hold it up, can win free kicks. So smart. You know, he's pretty much like a Harry Kane player. He's a little... You don't like playing against him. He'll do stuff where he can get away with it. And he won't push his luck, but he'll do it smartly. And he's such an intelligent footballer. And I absolutely love him. I think he's absolutely superb. But Cambridge, again, no need to feel hard done by. They've had some good results this year. You know, a couple of good draws. You know, got a decent point against Fleetwood side that's going to be down there. Yes, they lost to Gillingham. But they beat Cheltenham, I think, 5-0 away from home, which is a great result. You know, Mark Bonney's done a terrific job there. They just need to keep that consistency going. But there are 4 worst teams in Cambridge, and I think they'll be fine come the end of the season. We're huge. Sunderland. I was thinking of a watch-along tomorrow for Sunderland. Now, that'll all depend how I feel after my vaccine. If I feel well enough, there'll be a stream tomorrow. Thanks for the donation, Simon. Evening, Ben. Keep up the hard work, mate. Much appreciated, Simon. Always look forward to you coming on the channel. Thoughts on Matete and Hill going to Swansea? We'll come on to those in just a minute, Jeff. And if you could keep liking the stream on 17 likes, let's get it to nearly 100. Then we'll upload a video tomorrow as we are going in to the next game, which was Ipswich against Sunderland, where 29,000 packed in to Portman Road for Pack Out Portman Road. 2 sides that will get 30,000 fans every week, 29,000 fans every week. How it's a League One fixture. This, you know, these clubs will be getting the 6th or the 7th best home attendances, you know, in the Championship, but they're in League One. It's, you know, crazy. Norwood, again, 2 goals in 2. Cut gone, been given an opportunity by John McGreal. Again, however, the last 3 games, they played sides that are going to be up there, that are going to be challenging for promotion. And it's just, 10 points off, just a playout at the moment. And that is where, for me, they are not a top side. They've got top players, but they need to become a top football side. And they need something. But to go away at Charlton and lose 2-0. Wigan, you know, Wigan 1-1. It's just a decent point, don't get me wrong. Sunderland 1-1. You've got... Points are good against these sides as long as you win the next game. You're winners. You Ipswich Town Football Club. You've got one of the biggest wage budgets in the league. One of the biggest squads in the league. One of the most talented squads in the league. You know, you've got Norwood, you've got, so many. Selina, who's a good player. You've got Morsey, who's a good player. Edmondson at the back, I like. Burgess, Janai Nessian's come. He's probably, in my opinion, I'm going to probably get a bit of hate here, but I think Janai Nessian is probably been Ipswich's player of the season for me, or most, consistent player of the season. Every week is a 7 or 8 out of 10, considering last year they're going to throw him in the bin. He came on loan to Fleetwood. I thought he was all right, but he's been brilliant this season. And Burns again. Someone put no Burns, no goals. Get rid of the first letter, first bit, and but Burns will create something. But when you've got a Wes Burns on your side, he might not score goals, but he will set up chances, and he will create. Aluko's a good player as well. So these are all good players at this level, and you've got to win games of football. However, Sunderland, I say this is overused, but they're horrible to play against. Yes, they went on a bad run where they lost 4 and 7, but what have they done since? They're 7 unbeaten. They've won 4-2-3, and they played some good sides in that run. Ipswich are a good side. They got a good result against them. They played Oxford in that run. They beat Wycombe earlier on in the season. They are playing decent enough sides. They beat Wigan on the opening day. 22 played, 43 points, just under 2 points a game. However, now what let Sunderland down? 9 wins out of 11 at home, which is terrific, by the way. A couple of years ago, they were not great at home, where they drew a lot of games. They weren't losing, but they were drawing a lot 1-1, especially. They've only drawn 1. They've won 9, lost 1, right? 28 points from home from a possible 33. That would be rank them first. Away from home, 4 wins, 3 draws, 4 defeats. That's 9th. You're looking at maybe possibly challenging for the playoffs with that away form. If they played all the games at the Stadium of Light, which is a fortress, they've just got to go with that Sunderland attitude of, this is our ground now. Even when they're playing away at smaller, tougher stadiums, your Gillinghams, your Fleetwoods, your Cambridges, those types of clubs, Accringtons, those just go, right, we've got our fans here, they're here, just pretend we're on our pitch, we're going to play our football. Change nothing, but you can't complain. Where they are on the table, they're doing really well. Broadhead again has been 8th of late. That's 5 and 5 for him, 4 and 3 if you like to say that as well. He's been excellent since coming in the side. Again, Ross Stewart had a couple of opportunities in these last few games which he probably should have scored. But the big news about this one, Ipswich, Mckenna in. Now again, he's only 35. Came from Manchester United. Now, this reminds me a bit like what Blackpool did when they brought Critchley in. Obviously, they went from Grayson to Critchley, and Ipswich have gone Cook to Mckenna. Now, Cook, in my opinion, slightly better manager than Grayson. However, Grayson and Cook are very experienced. They've been around the block, managed a lot of decent teams, have won promotions, from League One and League Two, respectively. Mckenna again comes with a young background, got lots of talent. Now I think this one's going to be a good appointment. Now, my opinion, Ipswich Town will have to waver for the playoffs this year. If I'm honest with you, I think it's going to take a lot of time for this to go right. Now, if he goes and loses his first 3 games, would it surprise me? No. Would it surprise me if he won his first 3 games? No. It's going to take time. You saw what happened at Blackpool, where it took time. Yeah. The one thing that Blackpool had, they had a lockdown period of 6 months, which bought them time, really, to go again. So he didn't really have to use anyone else's players. He could kind of, okay, these are the players I don't want. I've seen in training and now want these players. And he got a group together. Now, Mckenna, again, if he had the coaching stuff around him was going to be as important as him, really, because get experience around him and you've got a good coach there. Mckenna has been around the block. He's been at Manchester United. It says a lot. And I like it. It's a good, young, exciting appointment. They do need to give him time. I think if he finishes where they are now at the end of the season, you've got to go, okay, you've got to be realistic to see where Ipswich Town Football Club are at the moment. They are, a good side. They've got good players, but it is going to take a long time for him to get his methods away, get the Cook approach away. Because at Ipswich, they've still got Lambert, Cook, and them. That is like having a chicken tikka masala poured in KFC gravy and then going to Wetherspoons for you know, for some of their curry sauce. You know what I mean? And they're all mixed together, and then you get a pint of Kronenberg, a pint of a vodka, coke, and a gin and tonic all together. They're all nice drinks. Don't get me wrong, and all very appetizing. But together, for me, you've got to get the players that he wants. Blend a bit of youth in, blend a bit of excitement in, because there's going to be players come in, maybe older than him. And, you saw Barton step into it at 37, 38. But for me, great appointment, young appointment, risk take, but I like that. It's ballsy. In Ipswich, their owners, are bad in the past. To see 29,000, that atmosphere when they walked out the other day. Tell you what, when I went there, I went, wow. That's a special stadium, Portman Road. That is right up there where I've been. I was getting, goosebumps just from watching it. I think it's an amazing stadium, and they've just got to be patient, and I'm sure their time will come under Mckenna. But it's a good appointment. I think it'll be a good appointment, but I think it's going to be 18 months until we see Ipswich really where they should be. And if you can last 18 months, which did do with Cook, I think they'll be in a good position. But I'm going up with two sides dying to be in this league at the end of the year. Ipswich want to get out of it. Sunderland want to get out of it. Now we're going to two clubs dying to be in League One next season on low budgets. It's Morecambe against Fleetwood. It's a seafood derby. Morecambe, it's their first clean sheet in 11 games for them. They have gone from a back four to a back five, with wing backs, a front two as well, and like a 3-5-2. They were playing 4-3-3, with a younger, Stockton up front as well. And you've got, your likes of Tumanis, your McColmots in midfield, energy. It was Obita and Stockton up front, two big target men, hold the ball up. I do think they need a little bit more energy up front with a Stockton, if I'm honest with you. Someone like a younger, those types of, players. But it's a good result for Morecambe, to get a first clean sheet in 11. They've only kept 4 in 22 this season, which is a worry, and that's why they're down there. They conceded 44. Fleetwood conceded 40. So it was a good clean sheet for both sides. That's Fleetwood second in 3 games, actually. It's 8 points from 15 since Stephen Craney took interim charge. They only got 14 in the previous 17 games. Before that, so only 1 win in 12 for Morecambe. That's a couple of defeats as well, which is not good. You've only got 6 points, which is a win, 3 draws and 8 defeats. They have played MK Dons, they have played Plymouth, they have played, Portsmouth, they have played Sunderland, Fleetwood twice. They have played Cambridge, who are down there, but they've got to pick up points sooner rather than later. And they've got Bolton, Doncaster coming up as well, in that big festive period. We've got Crewe as well. The minimum they have to get out of that is 7 points if you want to stay up this year. I know players are dropping down flies, but you've got to get points on the board. Fleetwood are starting to do that, which is good news. They've got Shrewsbury, Wigan, and Sunderland up next, so it is a good chance on Morecambe to catch up on points. But League One is a crazy league. Anyone can beat anyone on their day, and it's just such a fascinating league. Again, decent draw for Morecambe. They scored 29 this year. I know Stockton has scored, 13 of those. It matches tally from last year. And they're just in that bottom 4. Fleetwood averaging a point a game now, which is much better where they need to be at. I'm sure both sides will reinforce in January now. If you want to keep asking the questions, we'll come to a little break for the comments. Then we'll go back into the last 3 games. Watch the Barrow Cup. Untitled Chapter boys were awful. Yeah, they have been too passive recently, I have found. Ben, do you agree with it? League One goal a month. Ipswich was good, but surely Stockton's. Ipswich won it because they've got a bigger fan base. That's why I don't listen to goal of the month. Each scored a decent for different ways. For me, I would have gone for Stockton. Yes, it was against my side, but for me, Derby in your own half to win your side 3 points. There was a point between the sides at the time. To get them 4 points above Fleetwood, plummet Fleetwood down there, get yourselves up after a terrible run, 1,100 behind the goal. Salinas was a beautiful goal, but for me, Stockton's just edged it. Or Odell Tarat. Yeah, the problem with Tarat is, what are you going to get out of him? You'll get him on the pitch, but I think you need a couple of good leaders there at Ipswich. I don't. got good players, but when times get tough, I don't think the big players, the experienced players, step up enough. Personally, seeing his way too cocky of a player reminds me of Ronaldo. But if he wins your points, mate, if he wins your points and wins your games, you have got to have those types of players around you. Yes, I've just said you want tough players, but you do need your match winners. If he's going to go and produce stuff like that and win your games of football, who's complaining at the end of the day? If he's 12 goals a season, win your promotion, him being cocky all of a sudden turns out to him being, believe in yourself. I do believe in you. You don't want 22 bursts until leads, but one won't harm. You know what I mean? One won't harm. It's like Liverpool. They've got the perfect blend. You got your Salahs, your Manes, who believe in their talent, believe in their attributes. Then you've got your likes of your Milners. You've got the likes of your those types of stalwarts in midfield that will keep things going and will keep things ticking along. I'd be very worried if Burns is your best player. Ben, do you agree with I've answered that one? Now we're going to go back to the last 3 games and we'll come back to the comments. Keep commenting your questions. Now, Charlton did appoint Johnny Jackson as main manager Jason Ewell as assistant. Now, I like what they did there. 9 games. Now, he could have given after 3, after a great start, 7 points from 9, beat Doncaster, beat Sunderland, got a good point. After that, he could have gone, right, panic, yeah, you've done well, I'll give you the job. But 9 games, that's not form, that's a good base to build it on. That's a good run, 9 games. And to go and win 6 and draw 2, 20 points from 9 games. And he did deserve it. Now, what Johnny Jackson is, he is Charlton. And he'll get him playing the Charlton way. Now, what I mean by the Charlton way is blood, passion, tears, press, energy. And you only need to look at every player pretty much, what they were putting. Get in there. He's our new gaffer, my gaffer, buzzing for him. Come on. When you've got that at a football club, that is everything. If you've got the stature to step up in front of a group, look them in the eye, and they feel something, which has obviously happened at Charlton, then experienced managers go out and he knows. Look at Charlton's best other managers: Alan Kirbishley, proper Charlton; Lee Bowyer, Charlton; Johnny Jackson. There's 3 managers that have all played for Charlton. They've all, Charlton legends pretty much. For me, I think it's a great appointment. Passion, heart, endeavour. Yes, of course, the inevitable happens that they'll lose a game of football as soon as he's deemed permanent. I don't know what the jinx is there. Like a manager of the month jinx. It's funny, actually. Charlton ended Plymouth's 17-game unbeaten last month by beating them 2-0. Now Plymouth have ended their game without a win against Charlton, where it all started with a 1-0 win. It's Agard's first goal in 11, which was a good result for them. It puts them back into some parity, in the playoffs. It's a first result in 5 after losing, 3 before that. In 4, the next 4 games are Cheltenham away, Portsmouth at home, Wimbledon at home, and Wednesday away. They've had some, decent luck against Wednesday, this season, beating them in the league and beating them in the FA Cup replay. If I'm looking at you, I realistically think they should be getting maybe 8 points out of it if you're really serious about promotion. But it's going to be a tough Christmas period for them. They can reassess in January. But Charlton, good side. I don't think they'll go up. I think the best place is now looking for the top 10 and getting as near to the top 6 and carry on where they left off. But great result for Plymouth and Argyle. Charlton's future looks bright. I sense that they are doing the things correctly and giving bits of time. They won't that far away, maybe not, maybe not this season, maybe next. Absolutely. It's a bit like the MK Dons project. I think this is a 3-year project now. Well, a 2.5-year project at Charlton where, look, this year there's no pressure. You go and set the boundary for next season. And next season is getting as close to that top 6 as you can, as close to promotion. And year 3 is your performance stage where you have to go out and win that promotion. That's my view of every football club should ask, unless you're a club that's basically aims to stay up every year, like a Burnley in the Premier League, like a Wimbledon in League One, like a Shrewsbury in League One, really. These clubs like Charlton should be doing that, and that's what they're doing. Good ownership there. The fans are right behind them. When the Valley, by the way, when they press, by the way, and they get onto teams and they lay a glove on them, the Valley is rocking. Like they sold out against Plymouth last month. Unbelievable. And if they give everything for the badge, the fans will react, and it'll become from all of a sudden down there, 6 weeks ago, all of a sudden it's back up there where they should be. Brilliant. Well done, Charlton Football Club. Excellent. I'm not sure about Craney. He's playing 4-5-1, very defensive. That, I think you've all got to depend on the results as well. I don't care how we play as long as we win games of football this year. Next year I'll care a bit more, I'm honest with you, but Fleetwood Town have got to win games of football this year, and they've got to stay up. And we'll have to reinforce in January. There'll be 4 going, in my opinion, which will be Mckenna and Hill, who are rumoured to be going to Swansea. If they go for the right price, it'll be good moves. I believe Jay Mckenna will play in the Premier League within 5 years. I'm a personal believer of that. I think he's outstanding. First touch is brilliant. He looks a player, he can turn, he can give it to those that can play. He'll run forwards, play forwards. He'll do the basics really well for you, and he's got a little bit of flair as well that can take on a player. So great result for them. And we talk about great results. It's Oxford United 2. Wigan Athletic 3. Yes, Oxford's first defeat in 10. Again, that's only the second defeat at home. Only Plymouth had beaten Oxford prior to that, and Plymouth also scored 3 goals as they won 3-1 that day. Keane, Power McLean scoring. Keane getting his 10th goal of the season. McLean getting his 6th goal of the season as well. But when Wigan need match winners, when it's a 1-1, when it's 0-0, when they need a goal to win a game of football or rescue a point, up steps their big players, the Callum Lines, the Will Keanes, the Max Powers, the McLeans. Unbelievable. And again, they scored late on again. Wigan Athletic have now scored 40 goals this season. They have scored 14 of those in the last 15 minutes of games. From the 76th minute to the 90-plus minute, so basically that's 15 to 20 minutes with added time, they scored 35% of their goals. That is an unbelievable statistic. Like, they've beaten Shrewsbury late on. They've beaten Oxford late on. They scored 3 goals within the 60 to 75 bracket against Fleetwood after being 2-0 down late on. These good sides are playing, and they're getting results against them, scoring late goals. And that's where they are for a reason. First half, will be good enough? Probably not. But if they can win games in the second half, they don't care. And they conceded a lot of goals a few years ago late on, where they were dropping points. Not this year. And you always got to be dangerous. If it's 1-0, you don't feel safe against Wigan. If it's 2-0, I wouldn't even feel safe against Wigan. And unbeaten it away now in 9 games. Unbelievable run that has been. 8 wins, 1 draw. And Oxford are a good side. They're up there for a reason. They score lots of goals. Taylor's got 9 in 20. He's got 43 in the last 2.5 seasons as well. Again, conceding 3 goals at home isn't great, but they'll be back. They're a good side. They'll be up there come the end of the season. They've got a good manager, but that's 2 good, attacking, young, hungry managers with 2 good sides that, again, great game, 3-2. Both sides just went for it. And again, Wigan, I get told they had no fans. They took 925 down to Oxford on a Saturday, a week before Christmas. Great support by the travelling Latics. They have got some tough games coming up now over Christmas. And finally, Shrewsbury Town 3, Cheltenham 1. Now, the last 5 games for Shrewsbury in all competitions, they've conceded 16 goals, which is a worry. They conceded 4 against Wimbledon, 5 against Cambridge, 3 against Shrewsbury. You want to don't concede goals, sides like that. But again, they're nearly at that halfway stage for them. 28 points from 22 games is outstanding. 5 wins, 3 draws, 3 defeats at home. 2 wins, 4 draws, 5 defeats at home. So, 18 points at home, 10 points away. Pretty consistent home and away. But Shrewsbury are unbelievable at home. That's 6 wins out of 11 at home. They are one of 3 sides yet to win away from home. Doncaster, Crewe and Shrewsbury, who all sit in that bottom 5, and that's why they sit there, because their away form is shocking. But again, to only lose 3 games at home as well is a decent little record. 20 points from a possible 33 at home is, you know, saving the bread at the minute. Adoa with 2 goals again. That's 5 in 6. That's 3 against Cheltenham. You know, this month really, he scored against him when Cheltenham beat them last month. He scored twice against them in the win, and David Davis scoring again. Williams scoring for Cheltenham. That's 4 in 11 for that man. It's a good result. 7 points from the last 5 for Shrewsbury. If they keep that up, they'll stay up. Really, you know, you want to be averaging pretty much. They're averaging 1.4 points a game, which is a decent little record over 10 games at 14, 28, 42. 46. You're averaging about 54 points, 55 points. That'll be enough. They just need to keep on that record and they'll be fine this season. Great result for them, but Cheltenham need to stop leaking goals, I believe. Again, still a long way to go though in this League One season. For me, what will be a good return for the Cos for the next 3 games? Shrewsbury at home, 4 points. For me, beat Shrewsbury and get a point out of Wigan or Sunderland away, which are 2 very tough sides. We've not played Shrewsbury yet. One of the only sides I've yet to see. 100%, I agree. Well, strengthening in January are being backed by the board to bring in players. We know our weaknesses. A few players are not for League One. Yeah, exactly. Why is Anderson your number 1 goalkeeper? Well, he is, but Leathern has come in because he did a lot of goals late, Morecambe, and experience at the back may help. Looks like I joined at the perfect time. Up the 6. Brilliant, Wigan. Absolutely brilliant. In League One, you can't give the ball away constantly. Exactly. The energy in League One. People fighting for their lives. It's unbelievable. Now, we're going to have a look at the League One table. Now, Crewe currently sit bottom. Again, they've only got 15 points from 22 games. Now, that is an awful run, really. They've only got... To be fair, they have got 2 wins in that last 5 games as well, which is much better. Do I think they'll stay up? No. Do I think they'll finish higher than they are now? No, if I'm honest with you. I do think we're looking at our side, bottom of the league. I like Dave Artell, but to lose 13 in your first 22 games, to concede 38 goals, I don't think, they've got enough. For me, anyway. Doncaster are just above them. Do I think they'll stay up? Let us know. Also, let us know as we're going along if you agree with me, or do you think they'll finish higher or lower or stay up as we go on? Doncaster are 23rd. 4 wins from 21. They've lost 13 as well. They've conceded. They scored 13 goals. 13 goals they've scored, by the way. For context, the bottom 4. Crewe have scored 19. Gillingham have scored 18. Morecambe have scored 29 goals. And you see where the problem are. But you look at goals conceded, 36. Only 2 less than Crewe. 2 more than, Gillingham. Yeah, they've conceded 8 less than Morecambe. And, 7 more than Shrewsbury. For me, I think Doncaster and Crewe are down. For me. Gillingham, I also believe, will go down. If I'm honest with you, I think that bottom 4 now will be the same come the end of the season. Morecambe, Gillingham, Doncaster, Crewe. Let us know your bottom 4 down below. I personally believe Shrewsbury will have a good little run. They're a good side. They're better than what they're making out. If they can score a few more goals. If they don't concede many, they only conceded 29, really, which is, only Lincoln, really, in the bottom. Bottom 10, bottom 11 have conceded less. They've only conceded 1 less than them. So that shows you where they are for a reason. For me, Gillingham embargo is going to cause them lots of injuries. The 4th place on Morecambe is the one where I'm dreading it. Could be either Morecambe, Fleetwood, Wimbledon, Cambridge. One of those 3. I do think Cambridge will get a little bit dragged in, but it's all up for grabs. Now you look at your midway sides that I think will threaten the playoffs. Now Ipswich are 10 points off with 69 remaining. I always say you need 75 points to get 6th in League One. They're on 29 after 23. They're going to have to pick up, put it that way, they're going to have to go and get 45, 46 points from those games, which is 2 points a game, which they can do, but I don't think they'll threaten. I don't think Charlton will threaten, but I do think Charlton will, Charlton, Crew, Doncaster, Gills, and another, they're out for the season. Yeah, I agree. And then I don't think anyone really outside the top 9 will threaten for the playoffs. I reckon that'll pretty much stay. I reckon your Accringtons, your Ipswiches, your Charltons, your Burtons, your Cheltenhams and your Boltons will be between 10th and maybe 9th and 16th all season. But for me, MK Dons, Portsmouth and Sheffield Wednesday are all looking dangerous. You know, Portsmouth are on a good run. You know, good players. You know, Arnis is finding his feet. Marquis can start scoring. They've got Ronan Curtis up there. You know, the body can score goals. You know, Wednesday, they've only lost 3 times in 22. They've drawn 10, they've won 9. But they've still, again, collected 11 points from the last 5. You know, Portsmouth 13 points from the last 5. Okay, Dons, 7 points, you know, not great. If anything was going to change in the playoffs, my top 2 are Rotherham and Wigan. I don't think there's an open L for size to catch them, if I'm honest with you. Sunderland, I believe, will be in the playoffs. I think Wycombe will be in the playoffs. Now, for me, it's going to be between Plymouth, Oxford, Sheffield Wednesday, Portsmouth and MK Dons to get in. If I had to put money on it now, I'll put Wednesday in and Oxford in. I just think over the next 23, 24 games, I just believe Oxford will be a little bit more consistent. Portsmouth are on a good run, and if they can carry on that, then great. You know, it'd be good to see them up there. But I just think Oxford have a little bit more consistency about them. Probably an overall better squad, bit more depth as well. I do think MK Dons and Portsmouth will just miss out for me. And Plymouth at this moment, who are not on a good run. Schumacher's come in, you know, got his first win on Saturday, which was huge for the football club, really. And you know, it's a good little result that if they can build on that. But in this League One, anything can happen. I'm predicting these. If I'm honest with you guys, League One will be coming. My League One winter predictions will be coming out in the next probably 7 to 8 days over Christmas time. We'll be predicting our end of League One table as well, like we always do. And we'll have a League One video either tomorrow or on the 22nd. So also, guys, I'd like to know. I want to get a load of videos done over Christmas while I've not got university. What videos would you like to see on League One? Comment it below and we'll get through it. So, yeah. If you want to also ask any questions for the last maybe 10 minutes of this stream, that would be appreciated. If you could also like this, we're on 29 likes. Let's push to 50 likes before this ends. And if you're watching on the video after, there'll be timestamps down below in the comments. Hi, mate, how am I? I'm very well, Mike. Thank you very much. Why didn't the club replace Madden? It's very hard, James. On an embargo, you know, you can only pay, what, 2.2 grand a week, I believe. It's hard to find a 15-goal a season striker. Morton is a big player for us. He won't score 15, 20 goals a season, but he'll help others score goals. Jed Garner, by the way, has scored 7, 8 in all competitions. He is a very good finisher, Jed Garner. Some of his goals this year have been cool, composed. You know, Wimbledon away, you know, Bolton at home. They're good finishers. They're harder than they look. That Bolton one fizzed in. Danny Andrew in front of goal, raced in. 3 and 5 go over the bar. 1 in 5 goes in. Probably 1 he misses, and he just skims across the box. Let's be honest. So it's a good finish that by Jed Garner. Mckenna appointment. I did talk about that about 10 to 12 minutes ago. So if you want to call back, but I'll say the same again. Great appointment, young, you know, hungry. I do think it'll take time at Ipswich, maybe 18 months to get basically where they want to get to. I think you've got to be patient with him. Again, 35, I like the approach. You know, Blackpool did the same. I think you'll get a lot of clubs now. You know, look at Forest Green. They've got, I think, Rob Edwards in charge, young manager, you know, first job. Fleetwood have done it a lot of the times, given, you know, for his jobs, but Mckenna's different. He's got a lot of coaching behind him at United, being assistant manager, and he's worked with a lot of good, young, hungry players, which I think you'll see the average age of the Ipswich squad maybe cut down a little bit, and you'll get gems from League Two. I think the scouting at Ipswich needs to be better. Yeah, I've got a few old boys in that team now. Like Aluko's, Norwood isn't getting any younger as well. Those types of players as well. If Cos pick up 4 points from the next 3 games, would you give Craney the full-time job? I'd wait till Doncaster away, if I'm honest with you. Because Doncaster away, we have to appoint someone, by the way, before the end of January. Because January transfer window, in my opinion, is where I'm based on if we'll stay up. At the moment, I believe we'll stay up because I think, right, okay, we can replace 4 players. And what Andy Pilley says, we'll get players back. We'll get roster back, hopefully. Batty's coming back this weekend. If you get Pilkinson back, Garner back, those types of players, you've got bodies to build around. The 8th of December, if he can get 7 points between now and then, I would give him the job till the end of the season. If I'm honest with you. Any less than 6, I wouldn't give it him. I'd have to have a look. But we're not overloaded with applyings anymore. I think Craney is the best option, at this moment. Ched Evans is a really good player in League One. Fleetwood told me just the baggage with some people will have a problem. I always said Fleetwood was good for Ched and Ched was good for Fleetwood. I don't think about his past. He was pleaded not guilty. For me, that's good enough. He was excellent for Fleetwood. He scored 17 in his first season. Yes. 6 are penalties. I never really go off at a player's goals. And Morton is a big example of that. Morton offers a lot more than goals. He's an excellent player, Callum Morton. He can hold it up. He's great with his feet. He can run with it. An ideal centre forward. But with those types of players, you need goal scorers. And what Ched Evans had, he had Paddy Madden. When Ched Evans left the football club, Paddy Madden wasn't the same. And that just shows you what a player Ched Evans was for the football club. He actually left this time, last year after the Swindon game. They never played him, which was a joke, which I'm glad we let Joey go. We kept Cairnsey, we kept a couple of others as well. But if we just let him go a week earlier, Ched Evans would probably still be at this football club. I'd go out and be on a limb, but we'll pay you 2.2 grand a week, Ched. Will you come back for 6 months? You'll be our number 9, possibly even captain as well, while Jordan's out. We missed us someone around the dressing room like him. Why won't we play until next season now? I'm afraid that's why we're bringing in a striker on loan to replace him. Exactly, but go and win promotion for him. I don't think you massively miss him. He's a great player, and I hope he gets better as soon as possible. For me, when you've got Will Keane on double figures, when you've got McLean got 6, you've got Lang, you've got so many attacking players. It's unreal. I can't wait for the 29th, is it? He was found not guilty. He was. Move on. My top 3, Wigan, Rotherham and Sunderland. Yeah, Rotherham is 3rd. At this moment, if I had to predict, it would be Rotherham, Wigan, Sunderland, Wednesday, Wycombe, Oxford. And then 7th would be Portsmouth. 8th would be MK Dons and 9th would be Plymouth at this moment. But those 9 sides, tell you what, we are in for a good ride. I am telling you that now. And at the bottom half, I think you've got 6 or 7 clubs that could go down. Last year you had, Swindon, you had Bristol Rovers, who changed manager 3 times. You had Wigan, you had Wimbledon down there, you had Rochdale, Swindon down there as well. And 2 stayed up, being Wimbledon and Wigan, who did really well, who had good little runs towards the end of the year. I know Wimbledon had Piggott, who's not even being featured at Ipswich, by the way. Again, if he can get back on that pitch scoring goals, like Norwood has, if you give a player an opportunity, he'll score goals. And I think Piggott is that type of player. But I think you've got a good 15-team league. I think the other 9, the likes of Cheltenham, the likes of, Boltons, Burtons, Ipswich's, those types of sides that I don't believe will do anything now this year. Ipswich will keep going and people keep going, yeah, we can still do it. Realistically, Fleetwood or Shrewsbury can still get in. Cheltenham can still get in. I'm sick of talking about it every week. Before we talk about Ipswich promotion, they've got to win games. They've got to cut that definition. They've got to stop being so flaky, so soft. Being turned over. Bigger sides, better sides coming out, playing them, beating them easy, like Charlton did. You know, they are a good side. They're a great fan base. But for me, they're nowhere near. They're nowhere near yet until they get some nasty bodies in, and they need to be nasty. They need to be vile. They need to be horrible. They need to trod on you. They need to just grind out points. And if they do that, they'll be fine. You know, that's what Rotherham are. The dogs. They go to the end. Wigan, animals. You know, they don't feel for you. They score goals against you last minute. They don't give up. They'll pump balls into the box. They won't give you an easy time. That's their stadium. You come into our turf. You go away. We're overtaking your turf. This isn't your turf anymore. That is attitude in football, and that's what you should have. Are you linked to Ched then? Because that'd be a great signing, by the way. Because I think a lot of League One clubs should be interested in him. Be interesting to see what this kind of brings in coaching. I think he'll bring a tactical side. He'll get young players playing. He'll get a link up. He'll get them, you know, playing on all cylinders. He'll try getting them playing out from the back, through the lines. You know, slip balls through the centre half. Saw it yesterday. The great example, and Don Belly through to Harry Kane. If you do that, slide it in really quickly with pace and power, and you've got someone like a Norwood or a Selena or those attacking players, dangerous in the box. Piggott, in my opinion, is one of the best in the box, who's not even getting a chance. Needs an opportunity. If you put him in, slide him in, give him an opportunity, he'll score 9 times out of 10. He's such a great poacher. For me, Sunday should be good. Away day, 2,500 Wigan fans going to Crewe. Absolutely unbelievable. Paddy Madden or Ched Evans? Ched for me. But I love Paddy as well. Rotherham have gone a good game until mid-Feb when we have Wednesday, followed by most of the top 10. Yes, however, I still back them to win. This run they've gone on, they've played some good sides, you know. Like, not being funny, they beat Oxford away, you know. Cambridge, I know, Mugs are a good side as well. They played Lincoln, who were at the time were in the top half. You know, they played a lot. Ipswich away is a great result. They played Charlton away. You know, they played some. Let's be honest. Let's have a look at who they played. But you know, they played some very good sides. You know, yes, they play Wednesday soon, which will be a tough game. They beat Sunderland 5-1. We're forgetting about that. You know. They beat Bolton away. Oh, let's be honest, Bolton get battered everywhere they go. It's no surprise. But, you know, still, they're beating some good sides. And they're beating sides who they should beat. But I'm not being funny. Sides like Ipswich, sides like, you know, Bolton, sides like MK Dons are dropping points against sides they should be beating. Rotherham are just on a roll. And for me, I just think you've got to be, you know, they can beat anyone on the day. And for me, I'd fancy Rotherham over, you know, Sheffield Wednesday, if I'm honest with you. Scott Twine is a perfect footballer, and we'll go through our League One team of the season so far in next week's stream if you'd like to see that. He could have easily gone to Championship clubs. Easily, he would have had at least 5 offers, in my opinion. But he's gone to a great side in MK Dons. He thought, right, who's going to play attacking football? MK Dons. Who's going to play me as a number 10 or a number 9 up front? MK Dons. Who am I going to have maybe 2 chances averagely per game, 92 chances a game, MK Dons. So 92, you think he's going to take, you know, maybe 1 every 3? He's going to score 20 goals a season, 25 goals a season. He'll get some assists as well. He scores free kicks. He scores outside the box. He's great inside the box as well. Hat-trick when I watched him as well. And he's gone to get games. He scored 14 last year, 7 for Swindon, 7 when he went on loan to, you know, Newport. Scored an excellent goal, one of the best goals I've ever seen, by the way. Live on Sky, as it just curled it into the top corner. Wow, what a player! If he doesn't get a goal as well, he still plays well, and he could go to another club. But I'd say MK Dons try and win promotion, and then have a look in the summer. Fleetwood will stay up this season. I like Fleetwood. I hope you can stay up, mate. Me too. You know, it's going to be a difficult end of the season, but again, there's so many sides battling it out, and for me, Fleetwood are going to be, you know, down there till the bitter ends. Bolton away, heart attack. Fleetwood vlogger, League One vlogger dies of heart attack from football session out. I think Camps will leave the club. The club have ruined him. He's been injured for 6 weeks, and before that, just 2 weeks, about 2 months before that, he'd come back from a 2-month injury. It's not our fault. He keeps getting injured. Scored 11 last year. Scored 2 in 36 games. How can you see the club have ruined him? If you put in some better performances, you know, he's good to have him back. But you need to stop being so negative, James. You don't like Jed Garney's our top goal scorer. 7 goals. Without him, where would we be? Without Danny Andrew, where would we be? You know? To be honest, he scored 2 goals this season. You can't blame the club all the time. You've got to have a look at players. I love the players. I love the club. But some players in Fleetwood dressing room need experienced ones. Sometimes need to have a look at themselves, because I like Cams. I'm a big fan of him. But Grayson was trying to ruin him. I'll agree with that, because he was playing him too deep. But now he's got an opportunity under Craney. But you can't say the club have ruined him. And where will he go? I'm not being funny. Even if he's got get another 4 points in the second half of the season, they'd only be on around 70 points. That's exactly what I mean. They'll need about 45 points. Well, obviously, the Stockton is not as far as 1.5 million, not happening. Is Stockton worth £1.5 million? I think he's worth about £1 million, 1.2. To Morecambe, he's probably worth about £3 million. Buys them free kicks, gives them opportunities, buys them corners, buys them time at the edge of the box for players to flood forward. There's always a sniff that he's going to score, gives other players confidence, can get the ball into him and he'll score, can produce bits of moments. For me, that's a £3 million player right there. Barlessa, what a player. In my opinion, him and Aubergine and Twine, those three, if I'm looking play formation 4-2-3-1, Barlessa, Aubergine, Twine, you've got, Michael Smith up front, you've got, McLean, you've got Lang. Look at top 2. The team that you could make. Amos or Johansson, unbelievable choice. Derikwa, unbelievable fullback. You've got, Richard Wood, 36, still consistent. Edmonds Green, who's I think 22, has done a very good job since coming into the club. Had a couple of good games. The squad depth of both of those front 2 and how they play, so fascinating. I love it. I absolutely love it. Rotherham will go up. I do believe if Rotherham go up next year, they'll have a chance to stay up, because there's a lot of clubs worse than Rotherham now in that championship. If it's not stopping up to be at the next League One basket case club, throwing loads of cash around and going nowhere quickly. They are a decent club, and you've got to be careful on the budget that they're on. Maybe they'll have to refrain and they'll have to have a look at the scouting. This is what I mean with Mckenna coming in. You want a lot of young, hungry, fresher players. So a lot of the players that Cook and Lambert brought in with Matt Chicken Seeker, that reference, I do believe personally Mckenna might have to shake it up, which I do believe will take 18, possibly 2.5 years to get right. And Ipswich fans aren't probably patient, which I can't blame them. Football fans aren't. But they are going to have to be. If they want the long-term best of the football club, things take time. Rome wasn't built in a day. The best football clubs are built over a sustained period of time. Wycombe Wanderers, look at what they've done, where they are now. Plymouth, look how long it's taken them. Look at Rotherham. In the 5th year under Paul Warne, they've gone up twice and come down twice. This is the best I've seen, the most consistent I've seen. In the other 2 years, they got through. They finished, the playoffs and finished second on points per game. But I thought the Rotherham would finish second that year. This year, there's no doubt in my mind, even if they lose a game, they're going to go up. They're excellent. And that's what Ipswich needs to have a look at. Remember our result, Fleetwood against Rotherham. Football, anyone can beat anyone. And since then, Rotherham have just flicked on the touch and gone, forget that, we're going to go on a run. And Paul Warne, what a man, what a manager. He's a fitness coach. Like, he'll go meet him for a coffee. Instead of doing an interview, no, I'm going to meet him for a coffee. And that's how they signed Smith up front. He ordered a green tea. As soon as he said, when that, he goes, right, I'm signing you. I think he played for Bury at the time. Outstanding ever since. He sets the standards up there, and the players love him, the players respect him. They were a mess when he came in. They were losing games of football. The team was a joke. They were shipping goals. They weren't scoring. They weren't good to watch. And he's built something very, very special there. When will it be time to move on? I don't know. But he's right up there with those kind of managers like an Eddie Howe, like a Sean Dyche. Weaver at Harrogate, getting him into the Football League. Ainsworth at Wycombe, long period of time. He's right up there with those long-term managers. What a job. Would you resign Carl Dempsey every day of the week? Every day of the week. For me, anyway. Millers and Wigan are head to head and shoulder above the rest. Yes, absolutely agree with that. Been loyal to their managers. Exactly. That's why I say, Ipswich fans, be loyal to your manager, and you never know what you might get. I promise you, if you be honest. I think James is a Fleetwood keyboard warrior, Ben. He's a good lad, James, but for me, I just don't agree with his opinion on camps. It's a shame Rotherham Wigan on a Friday night would have been a perfect on a Saturday. It's still going to be still going to be a very good game. When is that game, by the way? Forest won't be interested in Stockton. He won't get a game with Graben playing a lone striker, well, with Lyle Taylor second choice. Yeah, I do think he'll go to a League One club, maybe even Sunderland have a look at him, or Portsmouth, because they've got, you know, the Ross Stewart, the John Marquis type that they could ship out and get a Stockton in. It'll be interesting to see if they do that. I think Fleetwood will say from a Blackpool fan, hopefully, mate. If you signed 19 players, it wasn't going to be easy. You know, they let a lot of players go. They brought a lot of players in. You got to remember that. You know, agents trying to big up their players before January meetings. Yeah, they are. That's what they're trying to do. I don't like agents in football personally. I'm a bit more, you know, manager meets player. If you like him, sign him. End of story. Do you know what I mean? But let's have a look. Wycombe Sunderland playoff final. Oh, who's your first two then going up? Tell you what, Sunderland, Wembley, final. Well, although 1.5 million to Morecambe would be hard to turn down, it'll do a lot for that football club. Like build a training ground, sustain them for a period of time. Because Fleetwood, Accrington, Morecambe, you know, Burton, Cambridge, those types of clubs that are down the Gillingham, you know, Crewe, I just want to try and be self-sustainable. And they're going to be doing that by selling on the players. And Morecambe, 2 years ago, had to, you know what, 4 years ago, had to sell Barkhusen for about 100 grand, didn't they? Just to make a little bit in when Barkhusen was probably worth 300-400 grand, really. Had to sell him because they had no money. And they've come a long way in such a short period of time. And they've got to stay rooted. They've never been relegated and got to stay grounded. But I think if they keep Stockton, keep the beliefs, I think they could stay up this year. But it's going to be a long, long ask. Rotherham versus Wigan, if it's on Sky, it's going to be a bang. Oh, I hope it is. We'll do. If it's on Sky on Friday, we'll do a watch along. I promise you. From a Charlton fan, Fleetwood are a good club. I like the smaller clubs. Exactly. I like every club in League One. You know, I don't think I'm biased towards any club in League One. Also, have a stand named after Liam Richardson. He saved Charlie White's life. He's not just a great manager, but he's a great human being as well. You just want to play for him. I like him. I think he's brilliant. You know, great man. Brilliant man. You know, what he did last year for you in difficult circumstances. Fair play. So this Friday, there's a good chance that the game is like mid-February. It will be. 100% agents should be banned. You know, they're just after the money. They're not interested in the messages to the players. Like, selling and loan players. Exactly. That's Fleetwood. Roll. Anyway, we are going to end the show here. I hope you have enjoyed it. Again, we've done a 15 to 20 minute Q&A. We looked at the League One table. We looked at Saturday's results as well. If you could like this stream, that would be massively appreciated. And if you've never seen my face on your screen before, then please subscribe, because we are trying to grow the channel. We are trying to get to 9,000 subscribers by the end of the season. A big goal, a big ask, but it's going to be, you know, a long way off. But with your help, you know, this show isn't without you, without your questions. You know, I'll just be talking to myself, which I do for the other 23 hours a day on a Monday anyway. So, yeah, with it 7,700, so we're just 300 off now. So if you want to hit that subscribe button, that'll be massively appreciated. Love these on a Monday night. Thanks very much. These will continue. Like I say, the Monday nights are going to continue now over Christmas. Now, this is my plan. There's going to be a video either tomorrow or Wednesday. Let me know what videos you want to see as well. Tomorrow we are ranking the best, basically the best supporters in League One. There's going to be that coming up, and we're also going to rank my favourite 10 players in League One as well. So let me know down below. So that'll be the last video before Christmas. We'll also try and have, I tell you what, if we get to 50 likes, we'll do a Boxing Day preview as well. And we'll try and do that on the 23rd. And we'll try and get a Boxing Day preview if we can over Christmas. But if this is the last time you see me before Christmas, have a very good Christmas. And we'll see you just after that. Again, we'll have a couple of match day vlogs, couple of League One videos coming up as well. Keep your ideas planning along down below what you'd like to see come on the channel, because I do read them and I will take them on board. It is your channel as it is mine as well. Until next time, guys, I'll see you very much later. Thanks for watching.